This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Color Mastery by Mary's Creative Designs. Introduction. Color is the lifeblood of illustration. Whether it's a vibrant digital poster, an endearing children's book illustration, or an edgy comic book character, you can be sure color will bring life to it. This is the fascinating power of color as an illustrator: to evoke emotions, to tell stories, and to steer the viewer through their experience often before they've even realized it. Color is more than a visual choice, it's a language, speaking to our instincts and emotions. And like any language, mastering it opens up a whole new level of expression and creativity. But here's the rub. For graphic illustrators, color is a double-edged sword. When so many shades, hues, and combination options are at your fingertips, which is the correct one? And more importantly, how can you ensure that your palette is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also helps to put across the message you need to convey to your audience? Well, that's where color theory comes in. Ultimately, this book, Color Mastery, a practical guide to color theory for graphic illustrators, demystifies that process. Whether just starting or an established artist wanting to develop a deeper sense of color, this guide will give the insight and tools necessary toward confident decision-making on color choices that enhance one's work. Color, the illustrating tool of graphic illustrators. Illustration can easily get lost in all of the little things: composition, line work, texture. Even the most intricate line art can feel flat or incomplete without color. Color makes the illustration alive. It's what gives your characters their personality, your environments an atmosphere, and your designs depth. Think of it this way. A red sunset automatically conjures feelings of warmth and passion in the mind, while a blue twilight can invoke serenity or sadness. Change the color, and instantly you change the mood of your illustration altogether. To master color is to master the ability to provoke these reactions at will, giving you much better control over your audience's experience of your work. But as wonderful as instinct can be, using color effectively requires much more than that. That is where color theory comes into play. Understanding the principles of color theory, how colors interact with each other, how they influence our emotions, how they spur the viewer's eye to move, will allow you to make choices consciously to improve clarity and impact in your illustrations. Rather than leaving your color decisions slightly up in the air, you now have something to fall back on. Colors as storytellers. Every illustration tells a story, sometimes itself a simple standalone image. Other times it is part of much larger visual narratives. What most people are not aware of is the fact that color is actually the first narrator that a viewer comes into contact with. Before a viewer notices any of the details, actually, sometimes even fully processing exactly what the subject matter is, the colors of your illustration have already begun to do their job in setting up tone, creating atmosphere, and suggesting meaning. Now imagine two visions of the same scene, one bathed in soft pastels, another in deep saturated reds and blacks. The difference in emotional impact instantly changes. One may be light and whimsical, the other dark and intense. This is not a question of aesthetics, but rather of how color can address on a subconscious level. As an illustrator, it's your job to manipulate and control that communication. You want people to have some kind of emotion when they are viewing your work. Perhaps it is excitement or calm or curiosity, maybe tension or unease. Whatever emotion, color is the most powerful tool for eliciting it. Throughout this book, we'll explore in detail how you use color to tell your story. You'll learn how to design a harmonious palette that's not only visually appealing but also conveys meaning. Whether you're working for a client, creating personal art, or designing for a target audience, you'll know how to ensure your colors work in concert with your creative vision. What you'll learn. Color theory goes far beyond primary and secondary colors. Of course, we will cover hue, saturation, and value, the whole gamut of color basics, but we're also going
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.